How do you break free of fixed limitations, those railroad tracks in your mind that don't allow new possibilities or new ways to manifest and get things done and accomplish? That's exactly what we're talking about today. You're listening to Ariana Rollins. And before we dive in, if you would like a 10-minute momentum reset, is supportive for improving your flow and turning up the volume for your manifesting. You can get that at mindfulachiever.com, and it's completely free. All right. So sometimes what could happen, especially for people who are very used to setting goals and doing maybe SMART goals, that they write down all the tasks that need to be done. If it's a complex thing that you want to manifest, you start to think, okay, let's say what you want. You want to buy a house, okay? And maybe you're renting a house right now. So your brain kicks in and you've got that image of what kind of house. You write down the details. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,000 square feet in a neighborhood that has good schools, and it has in this United States, they often have homeowners fees, HOA. And I kid you not, I got to digress because this was a shocker. I'm looking to buy a house within the next year. And I was looking, just dreaming. I used to live in San Diego, Southern California area, and I was looking up Dana Point. And I saw this nice 2-bedroom, 1,000 square feet house in Dana Point. I'm like, gosh, only $323,000? I was like, that's a steal. And then I scrolled through the details. Can you guess how much the HOAs were? Over $3,000. And I'm like, how could that even be legal? Anyway, I digress. So it's often easy to start to imagine what it is in detail, what you want if you're looking for a house or a car or a partner or ramping up your business or launching for the first time a group program or elevating the number of clients. And maybe you've got a really clear, specific image and experience of the kind of clients you want to work with. You want them to be appreciative. Maybe you want them to be cheerleaders. They refer you. They love you. They have the resources to easily pay you. You get the drill, right? So it's really easy to come up with, let's call it criteria. Let's call it criteria of what you want. You'll recognize it when it comes to you. It's got to have this, this, and this, and this. Now, nothing wrong with that because I love doing that. That's a wonderful step to create an imaginary experience of you successfully achieving your objective, your intention, your goal. What's it going to look like? What's it going to feel like? And you've got it in vivid detail. But here's the thing. When we start to use goal setting techniques, our brain instantly clicks into creating a to-do list, putting timelines to it, almost like treating what you want to manifest as a project. In the way back history, I used to be a project manager. I used to run large projects in Europe, worked with large companies, Sun Microsystems, Oracle, and I used to do that, project management. So we have the goal, we know what needs to get done, we know by when, and then the tasks and the team members. You start assigning things and how long is something going to take, and you got to track it, right? Well, when you are manifesting and you want to accomplish something meaningful, it's very different. If your brain goes into writing that project plan or that to-do list, sometimes what can get triggered is that you're on this railroad track, you've got blinders on, and you don't see that there could be multiple possibilities of something happening. Your brain has said first A, then B, then C, then D. And when we start to dictate the steps, we are cutting off the flow of, let's say, synchronicity or an easier way to get where you want to go. I'll give another example here, and then we'll get back to that. I remember, this was years ago, a potential client booked a call with me, a discovery call, as they used to say it, name them, and she said that her primary goal was money. Like, great. Writes it down. And then as we started to explore it, her primary goal was to buy a home. And I was like, okay, great. But she had put making money ahead of buying a home. Now, what if a lot of people have blocks, a lot of people have disappointments, failures, setbacks around financial things? What if instead of her setting her objective around making money, which she had already had by the time she came to me, she had repeated failures and disappointments. So she had a lot of inner resistance, or let's say in another way, expectation that it's going to go the same way that it's been going for years. But what if instead she set her ultimate goal to buy a home? Would she have maybe less disappointment in there, less frustration, less lived experience? Quite likely. And would she have more excitement? Maybe she's already started to look at homes and she has an idea of what she wants. And it's like really clear, the neighborhood, the size, the price and all that. So as she starts to fill in the details and she creates this vision, it's quite likely her perceived difficulty, like how difficult she thinks this is going to be, will be lower than trying to make more money. Bear with me here, because you're like, yeah, I just want more money, I don't want to have to set it for a house or what I'm going to use the money for. But bear with me here. Why not? Why not? If it gets you there faster, why not go for what you really want? What you want the money for? It's a wonderful, soft way to using your manifesting energy and force and doing things with ease, with least resistance. Because going after something that you've repeatedly been discouraged, like a financial goal, you already know that you've got some blocks. But I love it when people come to me with that in terms of they are willing to do the work, clear the blocks, reframe things, and elevate their consciousness so that they're able to manifest with greater ease and flow. Grace, as I like to call it, grace. So going for what you truly want usually is going to be the fast track to getting it. So instead of breaking it all down to buying a house, I got to make X amount of money to qualify. I've got to have X amount for deposit. All that, you're putting a lot of obstacles already in the way. So you've got this clear path. You've got this runway. You know what it's going to look and feel like to get your goal, your intention. But you're putting all this, I have to do this first, that. I don't know, most people don't get excited about to-do lists. I'm kind of weird. I like them. But if I have a very complex thing and I am not sure of the path, it's far, far wiser to just focus on the endpoint success image, focus on that future memory, and allow my enthusiasm, my inspiration, my joy, my feeling of when I'm going, what it's going to feel like when I get there, allow that to carry me. I'll give you an example. I do not mean this to be about buying a house, guys, at all. But I'll give you an example. So I don't know if I shared this one before. I don't think I did. So as I said, I've been thinking about what would it be like to buy a home. It's been a long time. Oh, I know. I did share it around the vision board interview with Tiffany. So I have talked about this a little bit. So I kind of planted the seed back then, didn't I, guys? Well, I kid you not. 3 weeks later, after that podcast was recorded, my son and I were having a conversation. And he said, Mom, I think it'd be great if you looked at buying a house. I said, yeah. But, I gave a few reasons why not right now. One of the things is I love where I'm living. Okay. But that's not what I talked to him about. He said, but I've got the down payment. I said, okay. And he said, because, he was in the military and he suffered an injury, in Texas, they give you this benefit. You don't have to pay property taxes on your primary home. Well, if I buy a home, it would be his primary home. And he would live there part of the time. And then he's finishing up school part of the time. So just as an example. So here it is. I just even put the pieces together until I'm recording this episode, guys. I planted the seed to buy a home. And here my son came up with this great idea. He had it all planned out. Mom, we'll get it paid off in 10 years and you won't have any rent. I'm like, what? So if you focus on the end point, and magic and miracles and synchronistic moments can happen to make it come to you faster. So now I have all these possibilities to get it sooner if I want to, or maybe the timing's not right. So even though someone comes in with what seems like a magic formula and a wonderful offer like that, I still have to cross-check with, is the timing right? Does it feel aligned for me to do it? I could do it in a year. So I just really want to encourage you to not get stuck in writing the to-do list for something that's really big and meaningful. And I encourage you to focus on what you truly want. Go after that, because that's going to make it easier for you to imagine it, to bring it into physical reality, versus doing it the way the world has taught us to do it, how we learn how to do things in school. It's very logical. And one thing I will say, manifesting can be strategic, especially the way I teach it, but I won't say it's logical. I think it's logical to do SMART goals, logical to do project plan, logical to do to-do lists and flesh everything out. But do I want to hand over my manifesting force and energy to just logic? I don't think so, because it cuts off the intuitive guidance that I can get and be able to benefit from. So cutting that off, the intuitive guidance, is like, driving our car without GPS. Can you remember that? If you had to navigate a long road trip and you're using a paper map. So allow yourself that inner GPS. Allow yourself to use strategic manifesting, but don't commit and force yourself to figure out how it's going to happen. Draw outside the lines if you're coloring. And isn't manifesting kind of a beautiful demonstration of the colors and the joy and the beauty of life and creating that which we want to experience? Yeah, manifesting's fun. It really is. All right. This is a short and sweet episode. Hope you enjoyed it. And as we wrap up, I would love a review wherever you listen to the podcast, please. It really helps get more people listening. And if you liked the episode, share it with a friend. A friend is so great to walk this journey with, because you can share and celebrate your little manifesting moments. All right, as we wrap up, remember, as you confirm yourself, you chart your own path to success. So much love, many blessings. Bye for now.